We are officially saying goodbye to the Sword and Shield era once again, because I'm pretty sure we've said goodbye to it a few times now, but it feels like it is taking forever for Scarlet and Violet EX to get to our doorstep. So what we're going to be doing today, guys, is we're going to be reviewing a lot of the single cards from the Sword and Shield era, and we're going to be picking out a few of the ones that we think are undervalued and underappreciated right now. Very similar to how I used to do those top 5, top 10 videos. Similar to that kind of a stuff, but you know, we need another thought and opinion in here. So I decided to bring in Nate. You guys know him, I think, right? Need your thoughts and opinions here.
I've been around here. I've been around here for a little bit of time. You know, I got some opinions. Sometimes you guys agree, sometimes you guys disagree, but it's all in good fun. And I'm ready to talk about some of these cards today because I think there's some sleepers that we're talking about here today.
Absolutely. And I think people usually agree with you more than they agree with me. I think my takes are usually a lot hotter. Anything, you know, it's usually like, you know, I get off on a ledge and you're kind of like, no, Charizard's cool.
Right. Well, when you start talking about that Dunsparce card, you're gonna get all excited about tonight. I think people are gonna be up in arms.
Should have got the ultra rare, man. Should have got the ultra rare. Just saying it. Just saying it. But yeah, guys, here on Next Level TCG, we have conversations and lists and all this kind of stuff like this. So drop a sub and smash a like. But let's get in to the first card. Now, are you truly making a video about the Pokemon TCG if you're not mentioning Charizard? That's right, guys. Charizard, the very first card on my list today. The Charizard V Full Art from Brilliant Stars. Now, this card has come way down from where it was when Brilliant Stars first released. I do understand it is not the rarest card or even the second rarest card of the set, but it is not common by any means. You can go over to TCG Player right now, get this in near mint condition for around $26. That's right. Imagine speaking to yourself 7 years ago, 6 years ago, and telling them you can get a Charizard Full Art card for $26. Absolutely insane. Never thought a Full Art card for Charizard would be that low, and yet here it is, guys. Not that many available either in near mint condition. There's only about 90 over on TCG Player. Now, you might think to yourself that's kind of high, but when you compare it to other cards available from the Sword and Shield era, it is actually not too bad. A lot of them are over 200, 250 when the printers went up to max. So the fact that the Charizard V Full Art still only has 90 available, that's not too bad. That's not too shabby whatsoever. That's why it's the first card I'm talking about here on the list.
So you had to go and pull out the Charizard on the very first card you're talking about. I knew it. You couldn't help but pull that Charizard out. But you're gonna be happy with the first card on my list, I think, here as
Charizard?
well. I'm going with one that's a little bit different, and it's not a Charizard. I can promise you that. And it's actually one that you can't pull either. I'm gonna go with the Mewtwo V Union, and all four of them, not the jumbo card that came in the box, but all four that you put together. You know, I think this is going to be, you know, a set of cards that really does see some good growth over time. I mean, we've seen some pretty steady growth for this card since it's been out. You know, it's one that's not very, very readily available right now over on TCG Player in near mint condition. There's only 23 listings right now for the set of 4 cards, which is kind of crazy, considering you really could find this box, you know, at your Walmarts and Targets for a pretty good, amount of time there. Right now, you can get this card for right around the $23 point. And I think it's a pretty good buy because right now, if you're looking at the trend has been trending up pretty much since this card has been out. So I don't really foresee it going back down. And for $23, you know, an awesome Mewtwo card with arguably the best Mewtwo artwork that we got in the Sword and Shield era, I don't think you can beat it.
Very good selection. I think anytime you're putting 4 cards into one to make a wonderful scene, I think it's a steal. I have my eye on all of the unions, except for Morpeko, but we're not going to talk about that today. I'm going to be bringing in my next card, guys, and I'm looking at the Gyarados VMAX Rainbow Rare from Evolving Skies. Last week, we talked about Rainbow Rare cards that we thought were going to go up in price, and this one just missed the cut, but it was mentioned as honorable mention, and I think it's actually worth being on an entire list right now because it is such a beautiful card and completely forgotten about. How many people are opening up Evolving Skies right now, pulling Rainbow Gyarados and like shrugging their shoulders and going, yeah, well, it's not a Moonbreon, and just kind of, oh, put in a penny sleeve and take care of it later. This card's going for around $16, $17 right now in near mint condition over on TCG Player. It once did have a peak of about $25, $26 earlier, and it has just come way down since then. I do expect this card to see a spike relatively soon because of the announcement of Rainbow Rares no longer being included in the TCG. And also, we're going to be reaching that point where Evolving Skies is in the review mirror, and you're not going to be finding it in things like collection boxes or anything like that any longer here very, very soon. So keep an eye on that. Rainbow Gyarados VMAX is huge.
Love me some Gyarados. I definitely agree with that card, with that price point as well. I think I'm definitely going to have to go pick myself up a copy or two. You're right. With Evolving Skies, it's so tough. When you pull those, those Gyarados, those Dragonites, when it's not the Moonbreon, it makes it tough. But coming here for my second card, I'm going early on in the Sword and Shield era here, and I'm going all the way back to Vivid Voltage with the Pikachu V full art card. I think this is just an absolutely beautiful card. Great, pose that Pikachu's in, kind of in his like fighting stance there with the vibrant pink background. I think this is one that really was forgotten, especially, with the Rainbow Chunkachu that we had in that set. Like, that's all that really anybody ever cared about, opening up Vivid Voltage. And I think this one definitely took the back seat. And its price trend kind of shows that as well. It's been on a pretty decent downcline for quite a while here, and it's at one of its lowest lows right now. With only about 66 listings for near mint on TCG Player, you can pick yourself up a copy for right around $13 to $14 right now, which I think is a great price point because, a year ago, definitely right after Vivid Voltage, when this card came out, when that set came out, this card was up easily, around $40, $50 or so, especially right after release. And being able to come in and get it right now for $13, $14, I think is a great time to pick it up. And I definitely know I'm going to be adding some to my collection.
Anytime you're going with Pokemon's mascot, it's a pretty good deal in my opinion. Pikachu all the way around. Love it, love it, love it. Something else that you can't ever really miss on are the Kanto starters, another section of Pokemon that are super investable and collectible pretty much anytime at all times. I'm going with the Blastoise VMAX Black Star promo from the Battle Box, the Blastoise VMAX Battle Box. It was absolutely massive. This was a huge, huge box that got a very, very small, low print run. I bet you can't even tell me before. Okay, I'm going to have you guys do this, okay? Before I tell you where it's from, let me know down in the comment section, what set did this box release with? I bet you don't know. Let me give you guys 3 seconds. It was Battle Styles. That's right. The worst set in the Sword and Shield era got arguably the two best boxes, the Venusaur VMAX and the Blastoise VMAX, which I think are the two most investable, most affordable boxes right now. Very undervalued. Go check them out. Huge investment pieces right there. But the Blastoise VMAX inside is such an amazing card. I think the Gigantamax Blastoise is a very underrated Gigantamax in general. And this is the only time that we are going to see it on a card ever. I wish this would have been inside of a set. It really could have boosted something like a Battle Styles that really, really needed some help. They could have put it in the set instead of the promo box. But you know what? We got it in the promo box. Very limited print run, which is why there's only 36 available on TCG Player in near mint condition right now, which, by the way, is for a price point of about $19. So it still is under 20 bucks. I don't think it's going to be under $20 much longer. It did floor around 14 bucks about a year ago, and it is now it's been going up pretty much ever since. A little volatility there, but consistently going upwards. I don't see it coming back down. This card is more rare than people think.
So I absolutely love that Blastoise VMAX card. He just looks so mean. I mean, he's a massive battleship with a bunch of guns and stuff coming off of his shell. It's awesome. I am right there with you. I need to go pick up some more copies of that. I got one right now, and it's one of my favorite cards to look at. And I agree with you. Had they put that in Battle Styles would have been a completely different set, in my opinion. But coming in here for my third card, we chose the same Pokemon. I'm also going with Blastoise here, but I'm going with Blastoise from Celebrations. This is a card that, honestly kind of surprised me a little bit, with just kind of where it really landed and honestly stayed at the same price point for so long. Its floor was really about $4, and it's, only up about, $1.50, $2 right now. It's right around the $6 point, $5, $6 with shipping. You can find it for on TCG Player. And one thing that really made me want to put this card on this list is just how many were available a couple months ago versus how many are available now. You look back a couple months ago, and there was upwards of about 300 or so listed just on TCG Player. So that's not counting eBay and all that as well. And now you go look at TCG Player, and there's only 162 listed in near mint condition. So that's about half of what was just listed, a couple months ago. Not as many people are opening up celebrations right now, so there's not going to be as many of those cards pulled. A lot of people are interested in keeping celebrations sealed, so that's even less Blastoise that are going to be out there on the market. So I think right now for that $5 to $6 price point, this Blastoise, this reprint of the base set Blastoise, is a perfect card to pick up for your long-term collection.
Nate, I would even say throw that Venusaur in there as well. Two super nostalgic cards that everybody wants for the collection at super affordable prices. Very low risk opportunity there. So I do like that. Now, I'm going to be going to everybody's favorite set in the Sword and Shield era, and that's Pokemon Go. I mean, who doesn't love Pokemon Go? It's not like you can go to the store and still find it out on your shelves readily available. Yes, you can. But I think it'll go up, similar to Detective Pikachu. I know we've talked about that before. But I'm going with the Mewtwo V alternate art full art from Pokemon Go. That's right, what was known as the #1 card in the set pretty much since it released, since its inception, since it was thought about, is now technically the 3rd most expensive card in the set and about to drop to 4th, even farther. Who would have thought that the Mewtwo alternate art would drop to as low as it is right now at $23? Absolutely insane on that price. I never thought it was going to get below 40, and then it got below 40, and then I never thought it was going to get below 30, and this thing just keeps coming down, guys. Now, there's only about 145 of these available in near mint condition. Now, again, it might not seem like a lot, but when you compare that to the Mewtwo Rainbow, which is now the #1 card in the Pokemon Go, there's only 64 of those available. So there is a lot more of these Mewtwo V alternate arts available than there is the Rainbows. It's even fallen behind the Rainbow Dragonite. But the main reason why I think it is going to have a huge comeback down the road for your Pokemon TCG investing is simply because this will be known as the beginning of the alternate art era. People want the alternate arts. It is still the only thing that people want to pull. Look at the Miriam price for Violet EX and Scarlet EX. Insane. Moonbryon, insane. Mewtwo V does have an alternate art, and this is it. This is the only Mewtwo alternate art that we have right now. It might be the only one that we're getting. Knowing that, it's going to go up in price, guys. So picking it up at $23, that just seems like a massive, massive steal to me. Let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, so great choice. Definitely when we started this video, I didn't think you were going to go with a card from the greatest set of the Sword and Shield era, Pokemon Go. But, you almost have to when it's the best set, right? But yeah, that Mewtwo blows my mind that it's at the price point that it's at right now. And I totally agree with you, why it's going to, increase in the future. Here for my, what is this? Fourth on the list, if I can English here today. I actually have some low stakes options here for you guys. And it's actually 4 different cards. I kind of bunched them up all in the same group because, well, it'll make sense here in a second. So I'm going with the Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon, and the Eevee from Brilliant Stars. All the trainer gallery cards. The 3, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon all have blue on there. And then Gary with the Eevee on the Eevee card. And I just think it's so awesome. This was the first set where we got the trainer gallery as well. So I think that's something that's going to help these cards rise. And I really think, like I said, this is a low stakes option here because these cards have really stayed around that $2 to $4 range ever since Brilliant Stars came out. And I think, once these cards get out of print, or once the set gets out of print and we're, past the Sword and Shield era and everything like that, people are going to be looking back. Obviously they're going to be looking at Evolving Skies. They're going to be looking at the evolutions, and then I think they're going to take a look at, well, I got all the awesome Altar evolutions in my set now. What else can I do to amp up this evolution collection? And then I think they're going to look at the trainer gallery cards, and that's when you're going to find that, these cards are going to rise. I don't think these are going to be, super huge increases in the long run, but I think this is definitely a good option. A good safe option with the evolutions. I mean, how can you go wrong with some evolutions?
All right, everyone, that is our list of Sword and Shield cards that we believe are undervalued right now that you should be looking to purchase, that could be going up in price, so that way you can sell them when you're 95 years old and buy some Viagra. But anyway, remember, guys, you got to space out the things you're buying. That's why we had a really good mix of affordable cards, higher end cards, all that kind of stuff. Those $2 cards, when you're dealing with percentages, they only got to get up to $10 before you're making 5x your money. And things like evolutions can definitely do that over time for sure. Did you have fun making today's list, Nate?
Yeah, I really like these videos, the style that we're doing, and I hope you guys do too. You guys had a good reaction to the last time we did a video like this, so really hoping that we get the same here. I hope you guys like it out there as well.
Hey guys, if you want more of these types of videos, let us know down in the comment section. If you are just a Pokemon TCG aficionado, make sure you drop a subscribe here on the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future Pokemon TCG conversations. And smash that like button. Earl Boykins was an old basketball player who was like 5'5". It was weird. But hit that like button, guys. We talk about random crap here all the time on the channel. So again, that's the stuff you don't want to miss. But yeah, guys, just don't forget, if you want to level up, I don't know, man, you got to do all kinds of stuff. But most importantly, you need to be kind and be yourself.